And you have more load on your hot water, so your PAG boxes, things of that nature, your heat exchangers, which they're not actually on the pump side. That's just on the campus loop side of your hot water system. But all of them controlled to a DP. You have 2 DP stations in the building. One at ERU1, which is the farthest away from us, in Residence Penthouse, and then you have a DP station at AHU2, which is in Main House Penthouse. Yep. So they have all the pumps controlled those DPs. You've got 4 grease fittings on each one. You've got grease fitting here and here for your bearing here, and then you have a grease fit on each side of the motor. You should only have to hit those once a year. And it's polyurea grease.
Okay.
So make sure you buy polyurea. It's they've all switched over to that now. Your strainers, y'all blow them down, what, once a month is what you were saying?
Yeah, at least.
When's the last time you did screens? I see you have screens here. Are the screens out now? Or
So that's the construction screen.
Okay.
We always zip tie them, so
Yeah.
that way everybody knows we pulled them.
Okay.
But right now, you just got your regular
All right.
strainer in there.
Was it pretty clean?
Oh yeah. And when I do it, I actually I've got it shut down for probably 10 minutes. I clean everything out on the inside,
Awesome.
bring water back to it, flush it all back out.
So are all these lines, are they all metallic? How are they ran?
Inside your mechanical room is welded. That's
Okay.
that's a UVA thing.
That's cold.
So it's all welded inside the mechanical room, and then once you get out into the hallway, you'll start seeing your Victolic on your bigger pipe, and you should only have Victolic up to like 2.5 inch. I think once you get to 2 inch, you start running copper.
All right. Explain what metallic is compared to copper.
Victolic is it's steel pipe. It's steel pipe. It's got a groove on each side, and you'll see a big red. If you ever look at the sprinkler pipe, it's the same stuff. But it's got a big red band that screws down with 2 bolts.
Yep.
That's what locks it in.
There's no PEX in this building at all, is there?
The only PEX pipe you got is Uponor, and that's on the domestic.
On the domestic?
Only in the walls on your risers. Everything else, like in the ceilings and everything, that's all copper.
Is it expansion or was it which one is it? Is it an Uponor Pro? What is it?
That I'm unsure of, but I know it's Uponor pipe. I'm not sure which actual brand, like which actual model it is. But yeah, pumps are relatively simple.
Yeah.
You shouldn't ever have to take your strainer back out, but if you do, of course, shut the drive down, hit both your valves, drain down that little bit, and then 4 bolts, you're getting your strainer out. If y'all blow them down, you should never have to worry about it.
Same size as the fire
As long
pump.
as you're doing it monthly,
Right.
come in and blow them down, just take a bucket or a hose.
Did you ever do the fire pumps with me?
And you don't have to do a lot because all you're trying to do is get what's there at the
Right,
pump.
yeah.
This water's treated.
Yeah, all your
you don't
stuff's
want-
going to sit right there.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just a real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not hard at all.
Super easy.
I mean, yeah, as far as the pump though, it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
I mean, your drives they're all taken care of. ALC has full control of those. But like I said, according to the DP, they'll ramp up, ramp down, do
All right.
whatever they need to do to build load.
Awesome. That's what you. Okay, that's cool.
And then I did show you all the valves for the hydronics. You have valves out there, right there in the middle of the hallway, same as the domestic.
Yep.
And at the riser.
Okay.
You do have valves at the bottom of residence for that riser as well for your hydronics.
Okay.
At the bottom of the
Yeah, I can show you that. I think they call it the bookstore, but I can share that to you once we make our way out there. There's only one air handler here that I'm aware of that has belts on it. And that's 4, which is up above.
It has what on it?
Has belts on the motor.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the only one I saw. Yeah. Which in our information, it'll have the belt size and all that good stuff for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. On your supply fan, you run off the drive.
Yep.
And then your return fan is the ECM motor, so it gets a 0 to 10 for modulating whatever it needs for that.
Right.
You got your filter bank here. I opened it already to show them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you got your filter bank there, which I'm sure Tom will go over a bunch of this stuff with you as well. But you have a return air, static, high static. You have a supply air, high static. Should have a high static on that one. I just can't see it right now. Some of your freeze alarms are going to be the red button on the front, or it will actually be a little push button mounted outside right here.
Okay.
Not all of them have the red push button on the panel
Okay.
for your freeze alarm stuff. And when that happens, it'll freeze alarm. It'll drive the hot valve wide open, but it'll shut down the fans, close all the dampers.
Okay.
So if you ever got a place that doesn't have airflow, start checking for that.
Okay.
And that should pop up on the front end as well.
Okay.
So this just ties to your BMS, what this guy's doing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's like your step. You really shouldn't have JCI will do anything with this. You don't have to mess with it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure I haven't talked a whole lot with Tom about it. I've just been on the front end, but it should send an alarm when something like that happens. It should send an alarm to your front end, and you should
Right.
know it pretty quick.
That's it. Right.
Yeah. These have washable filters in them.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
like a mini split
Yeah,
does.
Yeah.
You just pop the front out, take it out, vacuum it, whatever you got to do. Pop it back in. You have, oh gosh, 10, 11 of these in total.
Okay.
Something to that nature.
IDF rooms mainly.
Yeah.
A lot of those storerooms.
Okay.
Yep.
Condensation pumps up
Especially,
there.
like, at the end of residence, you got
Yeah.
3 on that side, and then on main house, you got 3 beside the stairwell there.
Okay.
You've got this one.
They all have
idea
little
room
condensation pumps on it too, you know.
Right here. I don't remember which tile exactly, but I know it's in between these two layers.
In the banquet. We're in the banquet kitchen.
It has, it's got a filter on the back side of it.
Okay.
As far as it goes, this controls it. It'll modulate temperature and air volume to this. So to turn on, yeah, you'll give it a second. It's got a little delay. So this would be prep mode. And in prep mode, just your exhaust fan runs. And then once you get to a certain temperature, it'll kick up your makeup air. And then when you hit max air, it'll send all right, there we go. It'll send everything as to 100%. Your makeup air will kick in, your exhaust fan ramps all the way up.
Bypasses your sensors
Okay.
basically. You'll come in here a lot of times if you hear it running like this and there's nobody in here.
Somebody's to push
You
the
need to go and
somebody's to push the button. Okay.
yeah, somebody turned it on because they were burning off
Yeah.
chicken
Yeah.
breast or something
Right.
like that, and then cycle it back down.
Okay,
You see it
okay.
all the time.
And on your BAS, you will have a status of the exhaust fan, and
Okay.
you have full control of the makeup air.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's just all standalone. You hit these buttons, and she does what she needs to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will see the BS.
Yeah.
When was the VAS get set up?
I think tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
I think.
So basically, it's the basically interface shows you all the stuff that we have, all the PMs are popping for and all that good stuff. Feels like heat.
Advance, shut it back down. And I don't know what the makeup air temperature, I don't know what we're controlling that to. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Probably 72.
Yeah.
Typically what I request. Yeah. 70, 72 is usually I think what I gave them.
Okay.
Specs.
All right.
That's the same setup for this side. This makeup air unit is a little bit closer.
And your controls are right here. In this.
Right. And when so UVA is doing the PM
This
on
is
this.
for your Ansel.
Right.
Yeah, your ants will be in here, and then your drive. So these two hoods, your exhaust fan is ran off the drive that's internal here.
Right.
Your makeup air units are a 0 to 10 motor.
Okay.
So that's why BAS has full control of it.
Okay.
Because it's a 0 to 10, and these boards, they send a 0 to 10 to modulate a fan motor.
Okay.
But in order to control the temperature, outside air dampers, and all that type of stuff, BAS had to take control of the unit.
Okay.
This makeup air unit is right here in the ceiling. It has a filter on it as well.
Same as the other side.
Yeah. You'll have the only different hood. Well, you got
one with the water.
The pub hood is a
Yeah.
little different, but the only different captive air hood you have is number 3, which is the big one upstairs.
Which is inactive, right? Or we don't have anything underneath of it, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Do we? Okay. All right.
But the only difference with it is your supply fan motor is ran through the drive. It's
Okay.
the only
All right.
difference with
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All the controls are still the same, all that good nature. It's just that fan motor happens to be on the drive because it was a little bit bigger.
Right. The one in the pub has soft. the
one
water
in the
system.
pub is a
Completely
it's a
different.
completely different system
I-
hotel.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. I've never seen. I've heard about the self-washing.
Right here. Same setup as the other ones.
Yep.
Supply fan on a drive. Return fan is a 0 to 10. 8 was a constant volume just for the kitchen. This one's a VAV system.
So up,
It'll modulate.
cycles up and down.
Yep. And this VAV system serves, oh, what is that called? Is that pre-function where you have your big open area on the other side of the ballroom? You have a little glass room off to the side.
The
and
oak room, yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's called the
And then
oak.
it serves a couple little VAVs over here in this area.
Okay.
It does about half of.
So
the
you'll
bottom
see
floor.
this unit, and then multiple boxes will tie to this unit.
Right.
Little like
And
fan.
it's labeled, so
fan
you'll
boxes.
be able to
Do those
identify
have
it.
reheats in them?
Yeah, they have hydronic reheat on them,
Okay.
and then they've got the fan, so that way if they don't need any conditioning, you can kind of have like free heat with it.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So yeah, so when you see one that doesn't have, this one doesn't have the red button on the pan.
Right, right. That's the button you're talking
These
about.
two right here would
Right.
be your freeze stats.
Okay.
It's got to have two of them on there for the coverage of the coil because the coil is so big.
Okay.
You have to have two of them, but they're wired in series, so no matter what happens, each one of them will hit out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, filters are in the same spot.
Pretty much same type of.
Yeah, same
Yeah, it's-
same one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cut and dry with all these
All of
units. They
them,
just
yeah.
change in size a little bit. That's all they really do.
And air handle on 1 2s, the big ones up in the penthouse.
You were.
And we need a light switch right behind the door. There we go.
So, fan power box, you got your filter on the side, your control cabinets right there. The controller inside of there, you've got 277 coming in for your fan motor, and then a power transformer to do all the controls. There's an actuator in there for the damper, and it also controls your hot water reheat. Some of these will have your filter on the side like that, and then some of them will have a box off the side. It's a sound attenuator, so that way you can't hear the fan motor running, or you hear less of the fan motor running, but your filter will be on top of that box. That goes off to the side of it. I'm trying to remember where one is so I can show you. Yeah, they're, the only thing that really changed with those is just size.
That's 7.
So, as you see, this one's got your freestyle on the outside. That one has your red button on the front.
On the front. Yep.
One of these just serves the kitchen space up top. The other one serves the restaurant. So you'll have VAVs on that system. Fan power box and VAVs up in the system. I'm trying to remember exactly which one it is that does. Somebody's been working in that one, so it's got the cover off of it. But
Okay.
you have two exhaust fans right here.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly, this one is the dishwasher exhaust from up top, pulls down and then vents it back out. And then this one over here, that does your toilets and bathrooms and stuff upstairs.
Okay.
That is the one that runs through here to get your energy recovery. And that dumps it right back into AHU9.
Cool.
But in here, the only thing you gotta worry about in here is you got filters off each side of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They stay down there, and the airflow both points in. Yeah, airflow both points in on them. And then on here, the only thing you're gonna have to do with this is probably once a year, just take a vacuum and vacuum off the desiccant. Is
Yeah,
what
we,
it's
can, we can
called.
look at it as we do filter changes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
hit it as we need it.
Yep.
All right.
But there's nothing fancy inside this. It's just a cross box, and the controls does everything it needs to with it.
Okay. There's a bird.
Now for it, so 3-phase motor, 0 to 10 signal, and it's just got a cooling coil on it, no heat, because it's just serving your switchgear room, and it's the same setup for your main IDF room as well.
So in this room here,
So in here, you got an actuator right there, which is what controls the baseboard heaters, That should be in the glass area upstairs, the orangery, if I remember correctly. The glass area upstairs, that's your baseboard heaters, your control valve, and your pipe for those baseboard heaters right there.
It's all the heat, right?
Yeah, they just had heat, hot water run through them, no fan on or nothing, just a little simple thing. Mainly there just to make sure the glass doesn't fog up is what they're really for. Got that circuit there, and then this circuit over here. That circuit there runs out, and it should be, I think it feeds down in the wall. I think that circuit feeds down in the wall and hits some of your baseboard heaters out front on this level.
Those are for the wine room.
Those, yes.
There's two here, there's two in the hallway, and then there's a crawl space underneath the stairs, underneath the hallway, where some of the evaporators are. Here's one of the evaporators.
I think the other evaporator for this one, I think it hangs right outside this wall, up in the ceiling,
Yeah.
but the two that are in the hallway, the evaporators are
In that, yeah.
I've never messed with any of mine.
People who have a lot of wine are stupid. Generally, they're just like, kind of getting down sense.
This is
Bottles of much bigger, never get drinks, so.
so there's
I've never also done much on it.
a condenser there for the wine room. Little condensers.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So we got two there, two in the hallway.
Yes, sir.
Okay. To get 4 climate zones.
Right on the bottom. That's the fan motor. That box right there, I mean, that access door will get you to both control boxes and both filters. The next one will get you to the bottom of that fan motor. And that one back there will get you to all of your hot water sprinklers, valves, all that good stuff. And you've got another one over here back there. Same as right there. Those two are for another fan power box. So you'll have 1, 2, 3,
So one's for
4
filter, the
filters
other's,
right here.
one's for filter and motor, the other's for valves.
Right? Yeah. And your filter and motor one, you should be able to get I don't know why that's out, but that's how you get to the bottom of your fan power boxes. But if you drop back here, you can get to your filter,
Okay.
valves, control panel, all that. And you have another one in that room right there. Pop up in the ceiling, you got that one, and then on the other side of that, you got there's like a little storage room that goes out front. You have a VAV, a fan power box VAV up in the ceiling right there as well of
Okay.
the room beside it.
All right, gas valve for the fireplace.
Where's the
in
gas valve for the other fireplace?
It's gonna be underneath.
Underneath.
Yes, sir.
in the,
Gas valve for the fireplace is
in the
inside the
basement?
valet room.
Yes, there's an access door.
Outside.
Oh, sorry. One of the classrooms, I think it's right beside the tier classroom, if I remember correctly. I'd have to walk down there and actually see it, but it's up in the ceiling. There's an access door for it and everything right there in the ceiling.
Okay.
Important to know where those are.
Yeah,
And
we can walk back
that's
down
for the
That's for your main fireplace.
main
You don't decide
fireplace.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
14A, 14B in the main kitchen upstairs.
I've got some spare ones here.
You got-
Right here, you've got two double stacked VAVs that feed out into the area, but they tie back into the same ductwork.
Okay.
But same controls, fan, filter, all that stuff is all the same. Right here is makeup air unit 3.
Construction key.
It's
Is
got
that
a
a
filter
floor?
bank on the backside
Oh,
of it.
okay.
It's actually a decent sized unit. It's got
They're done?
16 by 25
done?
filters in
You
it.
don't need, I took it from him.
Oh, okay.
They're running it right here. But this is the
That's
only
try to think
makeup
off
air
your pride,
unit
yeah.
where the supply fan runs off of a drive. This is the only one.
There's only one what? I didn't hear it.
This is the only makeup air unit where the supply fan runs off of a drive.
Okay.
Yep. But all that stuff is right here. It's a rather large size unit.
There's your,
Filter on the side.
That's for your small hood.
Okay. Yeah.
Dishwasher.
Yeah, your
Just the big
controls
hoods here.
on this
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
We're not even using the small hood though, right?
For your dishwasher, right?
I heard
what's
it's,
back there?
it's going to be. Kelly told me the other day.
Yeah.
So Kelly told me it's going
You
to
know,
be.
you take it back, you can get to your motor, like I said, your motor, your belt, the shaft, and the bearings for the shaft. All of your work should be done inside here. But your routine maintenance is just going to be your grease fittings. That's only going to be your real maintenance.
Exhaust fans for.
This is for level 1 kitchen. Your big hood
Yep.
and your little hood. The little one in the back, and then this is the big one. Buddy, I think I'll call it the exhibition kitchen.
Thank you. Grease fittings right there.
But yeah, all your and your big one.